All right, all right. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back into another episode of my Wednesday Live. I know I've been missing for a little while on YouTube. I appreciate everybody that watched my last video. If you actually saw it, you paid attention, you saw what I've been up to. Work's been kind of slow, so I've been doing a little side work, I guess you could say, doing DoorDash, things like that, trying to pay some bills. But I'm here. We're going to try to get through this tonight as I am in excruciating knee pain. So if I lash out, if I make a crazy looking face, y'all know exactly why. It's just not the ugliness on here. It's just I'm in pain. I'm going to see an orthopedic. Ooh, there's one right there. I'm going to see an orthopedic tomorrow, get it looked at, see what I can get done about my knee. Paul, what's up, brother? How you doing? I had to go get it checked out, man. I had to miss work today because I am in so much freaking pain with my left knee. I don't know what happened. I heard it Monday, I guess, Monday or Tuesday. No, Monday night, and it's been bothering me ever since. Let me turn my heater off right here. But we're going to try to get through this show tonight. Try to go about an hour and get off here so Carolina Jackpot and Rob, they can do their thing like they normally do on Wednesday night. So we're going to talk a little bit about some basketball, baseball, football, things like that, as the best time of the year is upon us. That's right. Spring football practice is here. The Gamecocks got out there today in helmets and shorts and jerseys, I guess, and got out there, mixed it up a little bit. What's up, Scott? Paul, how y'all doing? Appreciate it. No, Scott, I did not try to dunk. I guess you've never seen the movie Black Men Can't Jump, because I can't jump a lick. I can't dunk unless it's like maybe a 5-foot goal. I have no hops, no vertical. So trying to get all this up in the air would be kind of devastating to not only my knee, but all of my body parts. But I don't know what happened. I heard it somehow. Maybe I heard it while I was out doing some door dashing or something like that. Trying to earn a little extra money. But, we're going to get it checked out tomorrow. Appreciate you guys tuning in tonight. But, yeah, like I said, the best time of the year is here. Spring football is here. The Gamecocks got out there. I did see somewhere where they said a DB was out indefinitely. And from what I read, it was Bakari Swain. I don't know how true it is. But apparently it's got some academic issues. I'm not trying to spread any rumors or anything, but that's just what I read. You know how the internet is. It could be a rumor. It could be some truth to it. Hopefully it's nothing major and he can get back on the field, because that's an area of concern for the Gamecocks this year, the defensive backfield. And just the whole defense, actually. Not just the defensive backfield, but the defense in general. We lost a lot on the defensive line. We lost Nicky Menwari. And, I can't think of the other guy's name now, the other DB. Oh, man. But anyway, we lost some starters back there. We got Judge Collier coming back, DQ Smith. Bakari Swain was supposed to play a pivotal role in the defense this year. So, like I said, hopefully he will not be gone too long and get everything straight and get on the field. Not really much else to talk about as far as spring, because they just fired up. Who was it? Nick Harbor spoke today. Apparently, the word is he's given up track for now. So I think most of us probably figured that would probably be a good idea for him to do and just focus on his football career. But he decided to do that. And he talked to the media today about that and the value of getting contacts versus wearing, I guess, the glasses that he wore while he played. He talked about that and how he was able to see the ball better and make adjustments to it and catch the ball. Paul, he said, what do you expect to see out of Harbor this year? Well, he's in his third year. It's about time for him to kind of, I guess, step up in a big way. and do better. I mean, we need some wide receivers out there. Got Mazio Bennett, him, Brown, he's back. Got some guys coming in as well. I don't have the whole roster right here in front of me, but we got guys coming in that's going to be competing for playing time. So Harbert needs to step up. He needs to solidify himself as a wide receiver one, in my opinion. He's been there the longest as far as Gamecocks. He's been there the longest, I believe. So he needs to solidify himself as the go-to guy. So that's my expectation. He needs to separate himself from the rest of the pack. But we don't need just one wide receiver. We need multiple wide receivers to step up and do big things for this year. Let me see if I can. Oh Lord, let me see if I can pull up the roster real quick. Because like I say, my memories, like I said, I'm in a bunch of pain, so I'm not even thinking straight right now. I don't even know how long I'm gonna be on here. I'm trying to go an hour, try to push through some of this freaking knee pain and do it. Let's see if I can pull up the roster real quick. No, we got who's it? Jared Brown, the transfer to come in from was it Coastal Carolina? Got the Randrevius Jacobs, the one that comes from Florida State. You got Mazio. Let me see. Not really prepared tonight. Like I said, I've been dealing with a bunch of crap today. So, but that's no excuse. I got to do better. You got to do better than that. But yeah, me personally, I expect him to separate himself from the wide receiver room this year, Paul. But let's see what other news. They talked with the punters today. Mason Love, Argent. What's his name? Argent something. I forgot what his first name was. He's a weird name. I don't even know. Oh Lord. But they talked about the punters, the kickers, special teams. Who's going to be doing kicking? Who's going to be punting? Things like that. And right now, it's all the competition between all of them that's there on the roster as far as who's going to be punting, who's going to be holding, who's going to be the kicker. That'll probably come down to the beginning of the season, if I had to guess. I don't know if anybody will separate themselves by then, but we'll see. We'll see. The kickers that spoke today, Mason Love and the other young man, let me see if I can find his name real quick. They both felt confident. They both felt confident in their range. One of them said 55. For 55 in, he's confident. The other one said around 50. So we'll see. I mean, we'll see. Neither one of them's really kicked in a high-pressure situation in college. So, until they do that, we may be in a worse shape than we was last year when it comes to field goal kicker. Everybody may be wanting to get rid of the field goal kickers again this year. But I'm going to give them a chance. Me personally, I'm going to give them a chance. Why can't I find that when I want to see it? But we got 3 or 4 kickers on the roster. So I'll be trying to figure out who's going to separate themselves and who's going to be the go-to kicker. Let's see, what was his name? Yeah, Peyton Argent. That was the other guy's name. Yeah, he said he was confident from 55 in, and Mason Love said 50 in. So we'll see. Mason Love, he was there last year. Can't remember if that Peyton Argent was there. Argent was there last year or not, but apparently Mason Love talked about how Kai Kroger helped him, the way he carried himself out there in practice, in game situations, and through the ups and downs. So it wouldn't be surprised if Mason Love ain't our kicker, to be honest with you, to be our punter. And who knows? We'll see who separates themselves as far as field goal kicker. Scott said he looked good at times last year, talking about Nick Harbor. Yeah, he did down towards the end of the year. When he got his contacts put in, he's actually seeing the ball, I believe, was able to hold on to it a lot better. So yeah, he did look good at the end of the year, and we'll see what he does this year. But I mean, that's basically what they talked about. They talked with Oscar Attaway as well talked about what he thought about Rasul Faison, and he just basically said he's a dog. He's a good running back. So we'll see. The thing I mentioned in my last video for the ones that watched it, I didn't realize this, and I don't know if he practiced today or not, or if they got any clarification, but apparently they're still waiting on word if he can play, according to what Coach Beamer said in his press conference the other day. So I didn't even know he was in limbo, I guess you can say, on whether or not Rasul Faison could play or not. I guess he's waiting to hear back from the NCAA concerning his eligibility. Because he's been in college for a while. I think one of the reporters jokingly today said that both of them were, him and Oscar's like 25 years old, two of the oldest guys in the room. So we'll see if he gets cleared or not, and if he does, I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do as well, as we got a big stable of running backs in that room. We got Oscar, Rasul, Matthew Fuller, Jawarn Howell, Mason Harris, Waynick. And we got all these guys that's been here for a while as well. So we got a real deep running back room. What they're going to look like, I don't know. I can't predict. I can't sit here and say they're going to, have 1,000-yard rusher, or, they both going to ball out, or a certain person's going to get a majority of snaps, because I don't know. But I'm looking forward to seeing one of them solidify their place as the starter and separate themselves. Will it be Rasul Faison? Will it be Oscar Attaway? I don't know. Who knows? We'll see as the practice progresses and go through summer workouts and get ready for fall camp, and then we'll probably get a better idea as far as the running back room. But I'm excited for see what the running back room looks like, because I'm high on Oscar Attaway anyway. I think he's a real hard-nosed, tough runner, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the running back room in general. I think offensively we're going to be in a much better shape this year if we can get our offensive line to play at a high level to match our skilled position players, our running backs, and Lenoris. I think we'd be okay, man. I think we'd be good there. Defensively, like I said earlier, we lost some key pieces, so we got to fill them voids and see who we're going to lose to attrition in the off season or after spring practice, because who knows with the whole transfer portal, and you got players that want to play, they may want to go look elsewhere. You also got to worry about people tampering with your team, so who knows? But like Coach Beamer said, they can tamper with your players anytime. They know who you got on the roster. They ain't got to sit there and watch no spring game to figure out they want to try to poach your players, or get one of them from your roster. So they know who you got and what they're probably capable of. So poaching can go on any time of the year, actually. So, but I'm excited though. I hope you guys are as well. Let me go back. What was I saying? I was going to look at the roster. Like I said, my freaking knee is killing me, dude. Football spring roster. And like I said, the roster, due to, portal and transfer portal and things like that, who knows what this roster is really going to look like, honestly. As we talked about wide receivers earlier, you got Lex Cyrus, freshman wide receiver that came in as well. I hate they don't have this in the order. Mezio, Michael Smith, he's going to be held out of the spring practice from what Coach Beamer said. It's like 3 or 4 guys that won't be practicing this spring. Let's see, Jordan Gidron, wide receiver, freshman. Excited for that young man as well. I think he's from the Rock Hill area, if I'm not mistaken. He's the one that chose Florida State and then backed out and or decommitted and chose second. I think that's him. Nope, that's the wrong guy. See, I ain't even got it in my head right now. I'm thinking wrong. But Jordan Gidron, he's gonna be good. Let's see here. Who else we got? Let me get through. As I said, Jared Brown, Got Malik Clark. Yeah, he's the one. He's the one that decommitted from Florida State and chose South Carolina. He's from Rock Hill. Excited to see what he can do as well. Like I said, the wide receiver room is going to be filled with great competition this year. A lot of talented guys out there. A lot of, I guess if you look at the rankings, a lot of high 4-star players out there. Should push everybody to be better. And like I said, Nick Harbor, Mazio, they should be able to separate themselves from the rest of the crew. Jared Brown. So that's my outlook on the wide receiver room. Quarterback room, we got Aaron Nolan in there. Of course, everybody knows he comes from Ohio State. He's going to be pushing Lenoris. Coach Beamer said, I guess outside of Lenoris, that's probably one of the only positions that's probably pretty solidified as a quarterback, unless Aaron Nolan comes in there and just blows everybody away as far as the coaching staff. I don't see him, stepping up and taking Lenore Sellers' position. You also got Cutter Woods, freshman, coming in there as well. Coming in there and try to learn under Lenoris and Air and Dante Reno and all them guys. So I think that's the only position, like I said, is probably pretty solidified. You also got Jaden Sellers, Lenoris Sellers' younger brother, as far as the wide receiver room. Can he come in there and make an impact? But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Like I said, we still got 14 more practices left, and then the spring game is on April 18th. So we got plenty of time to discuss different positions on these Wednesday night live. So hopefully, like I said, I'm dealing with this knee issue. So hopefully next Wednesday I'll have a game plan put together. Maybe I can discuss a certain group if you guys want to jump in the comment section and leave a, what skill position you want me to talk about next weekend as far as the, who we got, the depth, my thoughts on it. Y'all get in the comments, let me know as far as a position. And we'll run with it like that, as there's no real forum to this. There's really no structure to what I'm doing here. I'm just on here rambling, talking about the Gamecocks. So but y'all leave a comment, and I'll dive into that for next Wednesday's show. So we're going to transition baseball. Well, no, let's not talk about baseball right now. Talk about basketball. Season finally came to a end in the SEC tournament. South Carolina got bounced by Arkansas. Close loss there, but they are done for the season. They're done for the season. A lot of Gamecock fans, or some Gamecock fans, were bitter, upset that Coach Paris did not take the NIT bid and get a few more practices in with the guys. But personally, I'm glad we did not accept the bid. I don't think we deserved it. The way we played this year, the team is not going to be the team next year. And besides, who's going to play in the NIT anyway? Will the whole team play? We don't know. Probably not. CMB probably wouldn't play. Pringle probably wouldn't play. Who knows? But I don't think South Carolina deserved an NIT bid, not with a 12-20 overall record. It's just not. I don't know. I just don't think they deserve to be in the NIT. I mean, what benefit would they do by going to the NIT? I mean, like I said, probably a good bit of them guys on that roster, if Coach Parrish does what he should do, is probably not going to be on that roster next year. So what are we doing if we give them the NIT, an opportunity to play in the NIT? You're giving Gamecock fans some false hope if they do good. Because, I mean, let's face it, like I said, I don't think most of that team's going to be back. Honestly, I don't. I don't think half of that team deserves to be there. So, I mean, that's just an honest assessment for me. So, I think you'd be doing them a disservice if you put them in the NIT as far as the fans. You'll hype everybody up if we do good. And knowing probably that half the team won't be there next year anyway. So, I'm fine with Coach Paris sitting out the NIT. I'm fine with him saying that it's probably going to be due to attrition. That's the reason why he didn't want to compete, and that's true because, like I said, there's probably going to be some walking papers handed out at the end. Now that the season's over, I would think I would be highly shocked if some of them players are back next year. I'm not going to go into any names, but I'd be shocked if some of them players were back next year on the roster. I think with the NIL money getting larger for the Gamecocks, I think that gives us an opportunity, a better opportunity to try to go out and bring in some better talent. Let's be honest, some better talent, and try to get them to join what we got coming in with Eli Ellis, Hayden Simeon, and the rest of the crew. It'd be great if Kyler Murray Bowles would come back, but like I said, I had a conversation with somebody the other day. I don't think he's coming back because when you put millions of dollars, potentially millions of dollars in front of kids' faces, to go to the NBA, an opportunity to play in the NBA, more than likely they're probably going to take that opportunity and run with it. And if not, they may have some people in their ear telling them how great they are and how much they deserve to be in the NBA when another year could probably benefit them. So I would be highly shocked if he comes back, to be honest with you. But I think, like I said, with the NIL money going up, that we should be seeing an influx in that. I think it'll allow Coach Paris to go out and do like Paul said, make some changes, bring in some better talent. So, and I kind of agree with you to a certain point there, Paul. I think next year is pivotal for Coach Paris in whether or not, he's going to be in South Carolina for a while. I think he needs to go out there, get some home run commitments in the transfer portal and bring in some great pieces, some post play, somebody that can protect the rim, somebody can snatch down rebounds and be a good aggressive rebounder, a shooting guard. It would help if we had a shooting guard as well. So I think this year is kind of pivotal for him in his tenure at South Carolina, whether or not he is successful or not. And I want him to be successful. Honestly, I do. I really like him. I think he's a great coach. Yeah, he's a little unorthodox, I guess you can say. He's not like Frank Martin yelling, screaming, cussing at everybody. But I kind of like his style of coaching. I really do. But that's just me. Everybody has an opinion. Not everybody's going to agree. PD said, knee issue. By any chance, do you know a woman with the last name Harding? No, I do not. They're P digits. Like I said, I heard a song. I don't even know how I heard it, man. It's just, I woke up Tuesday morning, this thing is killing me. Well, it's hurting real bad. Let's just say that. So I'm going tomorrow to get it looked at. So hopefully it's not anything serious. But no, I don't know anybody named Harding, unless my wife kicked me in the middle of the night for saying something stupid in my sleep, I guess. That'd probably be the only other explanation I'd have. But yeah, basketball, it's over, men's. Turn our attention to the off season for that. Hopefully we get better, get some good pieces in there to go with what's coming or what Coach Paris decides to bring back. And like I said, the NIL should be bigger and better this year. So hopefully we can get some good pieces in there. So women's basketball. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the women. So they are number 1 seed in the Birmingham bracket. So they are playing their first few games. Their first game's Friday at 4:00 against Tennessee. Is it Tennessee Tech? One of them Tennessee schools. I can't even remember what the heck. I think it's Tennessee Tech. And then they will play Sunday, I guess, against the winner of the other game, from what I can think of. I can't think of who they're playing, but can't get off my freaking screen. But the girls are still alive. Like I said, they're just getting ready to kick off the NCAA tournament. Let me get on the women's. What the heck, man? I want to see the bracket. NCAA tournament. Woo-wee! My knee is freaking flaring up. Why can't I get the freaking bracket to pop up, man? I don't know why this damn thing won't work right. But yeah, we play, Tennessee Tech. We play Tennessee Tech in round 1 Friday at 4:00. So yeah, I look for them to dominate the first 2 games and then move on to the that Sweet 16. And that's when it's going to get interesting. So, but I know Coach Staley was a little upset that the girls did not get the number 1 overall seed because, let's face it, we did play the strongest schedule out there. Had a lot of quad 1 wins. I mean, like she said, why do we schedule a tough non-conference schedule if you're not going to be really rewarded with it? If you're not going to be rewarded by doing that, why would you schedule that? And it's true. Honestly, it's true because why would you put together a tough schedule if it's if it's not going to benefit you if you do well in it? We had 3 losses: Texas, UConn, UCLA, all top 10 teams in the country. So, I mean, why schedule that if you're going to get penalized and not given the number 1 overall seed? And their excuse was that UCLA beat us head to head. So, whatever. We're going to use this as a little fuel and try to make a run to cut down the nets in Tampa as far as the girls. So, yeah. Oh, Lord. What's up, Quentin Broom, my channel member? How you doing there, brother? And I agree with you, too, there, PG. I think Paris is a great coach. Got to give him a little bit of time. So, and that's something Gamecock fans don't really have is patience. They were, I guess, for some reason, I guess they think they should be accustomed to winning all the time. But as a Gamecock fan, you can't do that. You got to give a man time in order for him to be successful. We've never really had much success anyway. So, but going back to the girls, NCAA tournament, cutting down the nets in Tampa, that's the goal. We got a pretty good draw, I guess you could say. We got North Carolina and Duke. Dang it. We got North Carolina and Duke. We got Vandy in our bracket too, I believe. I'm all out of sorts tonight, man. I feel stupid up here because I don't have anything like set up while I was wanting to look at stuff. Let me see if I can pull up the freaking bracket because I hate being stupid on here. Maybe that's why nobody will watch my stuff. Give me one second. As I'm trying to see if I can find the NCAA women's bracket. Oh, is this it? This looks like it. Yeah, so we got let's see, we got Utah's in there, Indiana, I got West Virginia in our bracket, Maryland teams in our bracket, Vanderbilt, Duke, North Carolina. So we got a pretty good one there. If we can make it through, unscathed and get to the if we can make it through to the Final Four, we got a good opportunity. I don't really see much. I think I worry more about Vanderbilt in our bracket than I do a Duke or a North Carolina, because Vanderbilt, they play kind of stifling defense. They pick you up at full court. They like to press you when you get the ball, they double team you. Try to put pressure on you, turn it over, and quite frankly, when we played them, we kind of struggled a little bit with that, in my opinion. And we handled it. We got the win, but we have to take care of the ball and beat their press. So, but looking forward to the NCAA tournament. Hopefully, I'll be able to do the game Friday at 4:00. So y'all come hang out with me there. We had the sixth woman of the year in the SEC was Malaysia Fulwiley. Wasn't that right? That sounds right. Let me go back. Who was it? Joyce, first team All SEC, all freshman team. Tahina Pow, second team All SEC. Sanaya Fagan, SEC All Defensive Team. Raven Johnson, All Defensive Team as well. And like I said, Fulwiley won the sixth woman of the year and second team All SEC Conference. Chloe Kitts, did I say Chloe Kitts? She better have won something. Dang, Chloe didn't win anything? What the heck? I figured she would have won. I figured she'd have been on one of them teams anyway, but I'm sorry about that, P Digits. I should have turned that off. P Digits said, let's go back up here. Paul said, hard to say, give him time when you see other coaches turn programs around in a much shorter time frame. Well, what I got to say about that, I mean, you got to look at probably where their NIL is compared to ours and the programs they're at. I mean, I don't know which coach you're talking about or what school you're talking about, Paul, but I mean, there's a lot of variables and factors that go along with that, turning a program around. If a school's probably not had a whole lot of success in recent time, it makes it a little harder on a coach to come in there and be successful. And I think that's what is happening here. Let's face it, South Carolina's never been a real juggernaut in basketball. They really haven't. So I think trying to sell transfer players, recruits to come to South Carolina when they have offers from teams that had recent success or better success, I guess you could say, it makes a hard selling point. And then nowadays with the NIL and everybody's all about making the money, if we don't have the proper NIL funds, I mean, what you gonna give them? How are you gonna match these other schools? So that's my take on that. You said Louisville and St. John's. St. John's is who? Rick Pitino, pretty legendary coach there. I don't know who Louisville's coach is. I'll have to look that up. So I mean, you also got to factor that Lamont Paris. I mean, he's outside of Chattanooga. He's not really coached at a Power 4, Power 5 level. So Rick Pitino has. I mean, that's my thoughts on it. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong, but you got to look at the whole body of everything. You can't just expect a man to come in there and you can't expect a man to just come in there and flip a program around and just start winning right off the rip, man. You got to give him a little bit of time to, especially like Coach Parrish, like I said, a newer coach to a Power 4 conference. He's not a Rick Pitino. He's not a John Calipari. He's not a Mike Krzyzewski or one of these big name coaches out there you want to put out there that's had success. So I think if we can consistently get success or have success on the basketball court, I think we'll see a difference. but we got to give them time. Time is the key. Time is the key. And that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts on that. Life is good when you're seated 1 in your bracket. Yeah, it's always good to be number 1 in your bracket. It's always good to be number 1. So I'm not complaining about the number 1 overall seed. I mean, I see where Coach Staley's coming from as far as that, but I'm not upset about it. I'm not upset about it, really, to be honest with you. So, Paul said if he had another losing record next season, that would be 1 out of 4 years with a winning record. Not much incentive to keep him around. I see your point, Paul. I see your point. Everybody has an opinion. That's cool. We'll see. We'll see. Like we said, though, NIL is bigger. Transfer portal is where we're going to see whether or not we're going to turn this thing around next year. So as far as the men's basketball, Quinn Broom said, yeah, Scott said we definitely got a good bracket. Yeah. I didn't think so at first, but then the longer I thought about it, we don't have a real bad bracket. Like I said, I worry more about Vandy than I did anybody else in our bracket. Quentin Broom said, what kind of cell phone do you have? Any recommendations? I'm buying now, and I just saw you dial it up. I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I think it is. So I kind of like it. I mean, it does what I need it to do. I'm not really – I've had Android. I've had iPhones. I'm not really one or the other. I got this because it was a deal, and my wife got one as well. So that's the only – I'm not pro Apple. I'm not pro Android, Samsung, whatever. I have been going with usually what's the better deal. So as long as it can shoot videos for me for my YouTube channel and, got plenty of storage, I could care less what it is, honestly. Can't stand these YouTube commercials. Sorry about that, P Digits. Quentin says Steve Frank McGuire, John Roach, Alex English, Kevin Joyce, Brian Winters, not superpower. Yeah, we've had some good players come through South Carolina. Like I said, we really haven't had a whole lot of success. Yeah, there's good players that come through, but we haven't had the success that's going to draw the attention of some of the bigger names. So Peter's keeping his eyes on the Tesla phones coming out later. Well, if they look like anything like that ugly ass Cybertruck, I wouldn't want nothing to do with no Tesla phone. I can't stand seeing them things ride around, P Digits. So yeah, Tesla's expanding. I wouldn't get no Tesla phone. But to each their own. Let's see here. We talked about women's basketball, talked about men's baseball. I mean, since we last talked, we beat Morehead State. We swept them. We got swept by Clemson. We lost 2 out of 3 to Oklahoma. We won a couple of midweek games. And then who else did we lose to? Oh, we got who do we got this weekend? Tesla bag phone. I remember the old bag phone, man. Back in the day. Let's see here. See if I can pull up the baseball. But I mean, the baseball's being up and down. I mean, they've blown some games. They've won some games. I watched last night some of the I guess it's College of Charleston still, or Charleston, whatever they're called now. But we got lucky last night. Had 2 runs walked in and then a balk. That's how we won the ball game. So we had the bases loaded. We got in the 7th inning, and they walked 2 guys in, and then the pitcher went to throw to first, but he held onto the baseball, so he balked, brought in the winning run, and South Carolina won 4-3. So I guess you can say a win's a win in that situation, but still concerning about the baseball team going forward this year. Who we got this weekend? If I can pull it up. I'll be on here. We play. Man, we on the road. Number 3 Arkansas. May not look good. May not be a good weekend for the Gamecocks. They may drop back-to-back SEC series. Woo! We have to hit better. Exactly, Scott. I haven't seen any change as far as the plate approach, batting or anything like that. Me and Jordan Dealmaker, we had a conversation last night. I love baseball, and I guess I didn't understand what was going on last night, but you got a guy up there batting 133 on the year. You got runners on second and third. I think it was 1 out. Yeah, it's 1 out. Why do you give him a green light to swing on a 3-0 pitch when the pitcher is having trouble? When the pitcher is having trouble locating his pitch across the plate. I mean, the dude swung at a ball. He swung at 2 balls out of the strike zone. And then he looked at one dead down the middle. So if you're going to give him the green light, why was he not swinging on strike 3 down the middle? I don't know. I don't get it. I think our plate approach is still lacking. I think some of the things we're doing right now is kind of head scratching when it comes to the baseball team. And yeah, so we'll see how the rest of the season goes. I'm not looking for big things out of the baseball team this year, to be honest with you. So what else? Softball, since the last time we talked, they won. Let's see, they swept Duke. What else did they do? I know they lost. They lost a midweek game to, was it Charlotte or somebody like that? One of them midweek. They lost a midweek game. They beat Georgia 2 out of 3. They're still rolling. They're still doing good. Still in the top 10, top 15 in the country when it comes to softball. They do play Texas Tech this weekend, so big matchup as Texas Tech is ranked. I think they're ranked 12th, and South Carolina's ranked 10th. Yeah, 12 and 10th. So got an opportunity to defend the home field and beat another top 15 team this weekend, get a series from them. So hopefully I can tune in some of that as well and watch them play. But like I said, probably not going to go the full hour tonight. Like I said, my knee's killing me, and I'm ready to go upstairs and just chill and relax. But I did want to get on here because, like I said, I've been away from YouTube. Outside of that little video I put out the other day about spring football, I know I've been away from YouTube for a while. Like I said, got some things going on. Work's a little slow right now. So I've been out trying to hustle and do a little DoorDash to make a little extra money on the side, and try to supplement some of the income that I'm losing from work, cutting some hours. So I've been out doing other things. I haven't gave up on YouTube. I haven't forgot about my fans that come and view me every time we do these things. So I didn't forget about you guys and gals, but like I said, just had a lot going on here lately, and I'm looking forward to getting a little more consistent as, like I said, spring is here. Football is right around the corner. So hopefully I'll be pumping out more content, better content, I guess you could say. Doing more lives as well. And yeah, so unless anybody wants to, you could try trivia hosting at bars 2. Trivia, oh God, oh man. Trivia hosting at bars 2. What is bars 2? I'm not familiar with that. I have no idea. There's quite a few people that does trivia on YouTube. I don't. That's a lot of time consuming trying to get all these freaking questions, and that's a lot of time consuming right there, Quentin. I appreciate the appreciate your suggestion. I really do. I don't know what bars 2 is. I really don't know. Appreciate it, Scott. Appreciate you stopping by. I hope so too, man. This dang thing freaking hurts. I don't know what it is, but yeah. So, in a bar. I'm not big in bar. I'm not in the bar scenes anymore there, Quentin. And I guess you're talking about maybe a show in a bar. I don't know. I'm not a bar person anymore. My bar scene days are over. Unless I'm just misunderstanding what you're saying. I'm not very good at comprehending some things, I guess. But yeah, my bar scenes are over. My bar days are over. I'm more of a family guy at home. I'm more of a homebody. P. Digits said, "Get to feeling better. I appreciate it, P. Digits. My knee pointed in the wrong direction my freshman year from crashing the boards. Took 2 years to rehabilitate." Well, I assure you I wasn't crashing no boards. But yeah, I appreciate it. Appreciate the kind words, sir. I hope so too. I hope I can get this thing straight and figure out what's going on, because it's freaking killing me. And I think that's why I'm a little discombobulated tonight. I got to try to block out a lot of this freaking pain that I'm going through. So, but I should be on here Friday if everything works out. I should be on here Friday for the women's game, unless something happens and some changes along the way as far as what's up with my knee and stuff. But I should be on here Friday doing the women's game for anybody who wants to come hang out and react with me. And it should be a good game. I actually thought about going, but I'm glad I didn't go now or bought a ticket, because now I wouldn't be able to make it. So I'm glad I didn't buy the ticket, because I did find a ticket for a reasonable price for both of the games on Friday. So I guess I'm glad I didn't buy them now. So, but like I said, I'm getting ready to get out of here unless anybody wants to come on and talk, or somebody else got some more questions. I'll get out the way, because I know Carolina Jackpot, Rob, all them guys are coming up soon. And like I said, I just don't feel 100% right now. So, but I'll hang tight for a few more minutes if anybody wants to come on here. But let me know what y'all are excited about as far as football. If y'all want to do that, I'm excited about the whole thing. Honestly, I can't wait to see what we look like this year, defensively especially. The schedules, kind of like last year, just flipped as far as where we're going. Home and away, they flipped that, but it's going to be exciting. It's going to be bigger than Coliseum. Let's see. I think so. I would think it is, as far as capacity. I'd have to look that up there, Quentin. So I would say it is. So it was designed after the Taj Mahal. Huh, interesting. Oh. Building size of it. Oh, okay. Oh, it has more seats in it? Wow, I didn't realize that. I don't think I've ever been in the Coliseum. Honestly, I don't think I've ever been in there. I've seen it on TV and things like that, but I don't think I've ever been in the Coliseum. I've been to several games in Colonial Life Arena. I don't think I've ever been in the Coliseum that I recall. So, but I appreciate everybody stopping by. Like I said, I'm getting ready to go upstairs. I'm hurting. I'm in pain. Appreciate everybody tuning in to this crappy live. I know it wasn't thrown together very well. But next time, y'all get in the comments. Let me know what y'all want me to talk about as far as football, the team, position, whatever, defense, offense, whatever, my outlook or whatever. We can talk about that next live. So I apologize for cutting this one short. I apologize for it being not very structured. I will do better in the next one. But I did want to get on here and, like I said, talk to everybody and just, hang out a little bit. I did make it, about 51 minutes so far, so that's not bad. But anyway, I appreciate everybody for coming, for hanging out. Offensive line, Scott says, "Oh, that could be a long show there, Scott." But I can look into the offensive line and the depth chart or who we got on the roster and talk a little bit about that. Who I expect to play. Who I expect to be better. Who I expect to play next year, everything like that. Quentin said, get something with, is that a Mika in it or knee? I can't hardly see nothing, man. Then I got a freaking something pop up on my damn screen. An email. Yeah, I need to get something for it, though, Quentin, for real. But anyway, I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a good Wednesday night as I'm go up there, kind of chill, watch Carolina Jackpot, and try to get some sleep tonight. I got that ortho appointment tomorrow afternoon, and hopefully we get something done with this dang knee. But I appreciate everybody. Y'all have a blessed night, and we'll see you guys next Wednesday, if not Friday.